guys, so tonight I'm baking a very simple recipe which is coffee cake. And yes, these are all my ingredients. I have 3 cups of flour, oil, evap milk, room temperature of egg, salt, sugar, coffee powder. I've got the water, cocoa powder, baking powder, and vanilla. So these are all my ingredients for my coffee cake. This is the coffee powder which I need to add the hot water. Mixed. So this is the coffee powder that I need to add into my butter later on. So in this bowl, I'm going to add all the dried ingredients, which is the baking powder, salt, need to mix this and also cocoa powder. For the cocoa powder, we also need to sift. We don't need to mix. Now I'm going to add my sugar. So while you're doing this, you need to reheat your oven into 160 degrees. So in this bowl, I also need to add all the liquid ingredients, which is milk, we're ready to add the dried ingredients. So now I'm adding the dried ingredients, which is, I need to at least add this for 2 times. So we just need to keep on mixing this one until it's all smooth, and then we can just put into our baking tray. So before I forgot, I also need to add the vanilla, which I need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And it's okay even if you put this in, even if we add this into the last, because it can easily mix. Like to be too dark, but this is a home cooked easy recipe for coffee cake. This is my baking tray, which is medium sized, and there's a smaller than this, I guess, but there's a bigger than this. So this is this size, and I also put the parchment paper, but if you don't have this one, then you can just like spread the butter. tired of this. This will need to bake at least 30 to 40 minutes to 160 degrees. Yep. All the sides should be equal. So that's so now this is ready to bake, guys. Let's do it. So now I'm going to put it in the oven. Into 30 minutes first, 160 degrees, so we can just check later on. So now I'm also doing the frosting. So in this bowl I have hot water, which about like 1 tablespoon, and now I'm adding about like 1.5 tablespoon of coffee. For my frosting later on. For the frosting, it's up to you if you want more coffee or not. But I guess maybe let's say now I'm just putting there, and then in this bowl you can also use the soft butter. So we're going to mix this one. And then now I'm going to add my icing sugar. For the icing sugar, you just need to slowly adding it. We're also adding the double cream later on. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, there's nothing going on here. Just need to use the mixer to mix our now I'm adding my coffee. Now I'm adding my double cream. This is half tablespoon. The sweetness is already right. Enough. before we put into our cake. And then, yeah, we can read. This is ready for the cake later on. I'm just going to put into the fridge for, you know, about like half hour. Then, yeah, that's okay. So, mga pangga, this is the cake. And as you can see, it breaks on the top, but that's okay because I'm going to cut the top so I can put the frosting. So this is already cold, so make sure that your cake is already cold before you adding the frosting, of course. And now I'm going to cut like this so that it will be even, because as you can see there's a bump. Okay? And then I'm going to just cut and the top. And the top is a bit hard. So the reason why it's dark and it's not look like a coffee, it's because I'm adding the chocolate, the cocoa powder. So it becomes like, actually it's become like mocha, but with the flavor of the peanut butter. It's because the oil that I used is the peanut oil. So that is why there's a lot of flavor going on here, but it's really good. And if you don't like to, so make sure that if you use the oil, it should be a vegetable oil or a kind of you know, canola or sunflower, because that has a less taste of those kind of unlike peanut butter, of course, diba? I am like peanut oil. So I'm going to cut this into two because I also want to add the frosting in the middle. And this is a homemade, guys. You can also do this in your home. So for those of you that it's not a professional baker, I'm sure that you can relate in this kind of situation, because we can use pretty much everything that we have in the kitchen that we don't need to, you know, buy. So that's it. Okay, so I have two layers later on, and the first and second layer. And now my frosting is still in the fridge. I still need to wait until it sets before I'll put it into my cake. And this one, actually you can eat this, it's really good. If you're helping, it's just that, you know, the top, you don't need the top. Okay? So now the cake is ready for frosting. This is my frosting, and I'm going to add into my first layer of my cake. We're adding the second on the top. This is the one. Actually, this is the bottom, so I just upside down like that. Now lately this one is in the bottom, now this one is in the top because it's more flat. So we can spread the frosting very smooth. I like my frosting to be a little bit more chilled because, you know, while we are doing this, it takes time, right? So once that we finish, then it probably our frosting is already a little bit warm. So This I chilled for about like an hour. You can chill about 30 minutes or 45 minutes. Don't have to be too perfect, especially if this is just like for tea time, kind of like that. Actually, there's no occasion while I'm doing this, but you know, it's up to you. I actually don't like my cake to have a frosting on the side. As much as possible, I just want to leave it the frosting on the top and nothing on the side. But I just want to show you. Let's see. We're going to add the frosting on the side, but not that, you know, not too perfect, because whenever I eat the cake, I don't like a lot of frosting, to be honest, because frosting is fat, is sugar, butter, cream, you know. So the less frosting, the better. See? Now the frosting is beginning to warm, so it's becoming more smooth and easy to use. I'm sorry that I don't have those kind of cake stands. Probably next time. Right. Probably next time we're going to have that. So that's the design. That's the kind of like, I don't know, abstract design. Let the people judge what kind of design is that. So that's my cake. It's done. There you go. Okay. So if there's still a little bit of running here, okay. Anyway, so that's it. That's the kind of mocha cake that I have, and it's easy to make, you know. It's not very like kind of like professional one, but you can make it very beautiful if you wanted to. So, but for me, this is just for my consumption. I just want to eat cake for my tea time, so that is why I'll bake this one. And I hope that you can also try to bake this, guys. Bye, and thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.